Welcome to another video. It is Friday, 31st of July, which means that tomorrow is national holiday of Switzerland. It is also my last day of work. Currently 3:25, so that means I have like about 30 more minutes of filing on my presentation before I take off to do my first ever attempt at a Thru-Hike, full Thru-Hike. I'm going to do the Tour du Mont Blanc. It's something I kind of sometimes mentioned, but I've never really fully spoken it out. So if you were curious, that's what we're doing. I will leave on a bus to Chamonix and then tomorrow morning start the adventure of 9 days, 10 nights and 170k walking with a backpack. I just weighed my pack. This is the heaviest my pack has ever been and I'm really scared. I know I'm starting slow with like little distance in the first couple days, but I am worried because right now my pack with all the food weighs 22 kilograms. This is double the weight to what I carried last weekend, but I'm also carrying 4 full days worth of food and no water just yet, so I am worried. So food last time was like 1 kilo, now it's literally like 5, so that's only 4 kilos. Where does the rest come from? Where does the rest of weight come from? If you didn't know, that is the route that we're gonna take. We will be starting in Chamonix part and we will be walking in clockwise, so that means we'll be walking this way around back to here, and we're supposed to be back there on Sunday 9th of August around afternoon to get a bus to come back to Geneva and be at work on Monday. Let's see if that works. First evening, we set up the tent, we went for dinner. It is 9 o'clock. For me, pretty soon, already got the base layer on, so pretty soon I'm doing the same. I'm not like extremely tired, but I know I will be from here on, so catching all the sleep that I can get. I have not an early start tomorrow whatsoever. We'll get up around 7ish and then take the first gondola up to start the day. So it's morning, it's almost 8 o'clock, not really, but we're leaving the first campground of this trip. Somewhat of a comfortable night, but that's always the first one until you get really tired. We're gonna go all the way up there and then from there just climbing down these ladders all the way here. Literally already dripping in sweat. And I'm scared. That was mentally scary and hard. And that's like on the first 10 minutes. Well, it can almost not get any more dangerous or scary. It's a good start though. That there, that's where we started, and we have 2 huge glaciers, and this is Chamonix, where we started, very beginning, and that is where we're going. we're climbing down. Aha! So freaking holding on. So it's so hot, currently 3:26, and I haven't done a lot of distance. It's just really up and down and so hot. It started raining just a tiny little bit, but it's so nice. So nice. So it says 35 minutes until campground. Starting to get really hungry, so I'm not mad about it. I only did like 14 kilometers probably, so. We got to the campground and I don't know if you can hear, but it is still thundering a lot. It's been raining on and off, and this is the first time I actually set up my tent in the rain. But still everything is dry. Now it starts raining again, so I'm gonna get everything in and then take a warm shower. Well, as you can hear, it's downpouring outside. It's thundering. And I managed to have some dinner right up until it started this bad raining. So it's only supposed to last until like 10. So who knows, maybe it gets better after. I'm still trying to dry some stuff in my tent. Like here, here, and here. But honestly, I'm like not super hopeful it will get dry by tomorrow. And I just hope I stay somewhat dry and my gear. Day 2 on tour 738. One of the things I learned is that I'm leaving later than what I usually do, or maybe also how I'd prefer, but that comes with living with other people and sleeping poorly, so maybe that changes. But I had a shit night's sleep at camp, but then a good breakfast this morning that was included in the overnight stay, so no complaints. Today we have very much climbing in the beginning and then at the very end going into Switzerland. This is where we are right now. I think this is where we're going. One of the things I didn't do yesterday because it was so hot is have any lunch, and honestly that was like, I know it was dumb because it caught up with me at the end of the day. So it's now 12:30 and it's not as hot, so actually also I'm not extremely hungry, but I make a point to eating something. So I'm gonna have some goldfish leftovers. I'm really craving some of the olives, which are good to get some salt in, and then I'll see how much of the vegan protein cookie I'm feeling like. Just making sure that I do get some food in every now and then in order to not collapse and have like not dip into a energy hole. It's not worth it. It's a waste of time and energy. If I just make sure that I'm fueled throughout the trip. I think we did about 10k, so. here. We're gonna go up here to Col-de-la-Fortless, and then I think we're gonna go all the way. I only have 1K to go. It's 4:15, but it's all uphill, and that's the situation. Weather, there is like all the fog is coming in. Funniest thing happened, not so funny. I arrived at Alp Bouvines, where I said that I was gonna sleep, except they didn't take any people sleeping, and you were not able to spend the night there. So I had the option to go either back an hour or move about 2.5 hours forward. Also started raining right at that time, so I was able to join a girl for a little while from Australia, and we did about 1.5 hours together in downpouring rain. Then she decided to set camp on the way because she was tired, and I just wasn't ready to sleep in the wet in my tent. So I pushed forward, and right now it's 7 p.m. and I just came into this little auberge here, and they allow me to camp outside in a dry spot under a tent, and I'll get breakfast here tomorrow, and I can also dry all my stuff in a drying room, which is such a dream come true, and it's worth doing these extra kilometers. But I did make about 28, and I'm way ahead of what I had originally scheduled. Right now I'm hungry, my feet actually hurt, so I'm gonna set my tent up and start drying my gear and my stuff and cook some food. Did I say that before? This is all my gear. This is my super soaked backpack, and this is where I get to pitch my tent under this big tent. So it is 7 o'clock and I slept really good, which was to be expected because it was really pooped. Excited that everything was inside drying, so I'm gonna go and see now if my stuff is dry. If that was one of the things, is that all the stores in the village only open at 9, and I do need some food because I have no food for today. So it's not that I'm in a super rush to go anywhere, but I wanted breakfast because I woke up really hungry. I woke up at 4 really hungry, and then I woke up just before 7 even more hungry, so I think that's time to eat. So most of my stuff is dry at this point, which is a relief. It makes today much more easier. I also got a rain cover for my backpack, which is one of the reasons why I'm pretty late, because it was just a priority that I needed to get my backpack, keep it dry, because it is supposed to rain in a little bit again for the full day. And as long as gear and everything is dry, that's fine. Like, rain jacket and pants are not relevant. I also bought just a tiny bit of snacks, salty snacks for on the way. And I don't know, we have like 25, which is another pretty long day. But that is a change in plan in order for me to be able to see my friends tomorrow evening. And it's a good trade-off. It's like 5 and a lot of has happened in between. I started feeling really nauseous around noon, and I knew that I had to get in some distance, so I just pushed and I pushed, and I stopped eating, I stopped drinking. I thought I was gonna throw up on the side, but then I didn't. And at 4 I arrived at this little hut where they have beds in shared rooms, dormitories, so I decided to call it a day. It was pouring, I was that cold to the bone. It was really, really unpleasant. And decided to call it a night, to stay in, get some warm food in me, took a nap, started to get hungry again, which is a good sign. Had another tea, and then here we are. It is, I think, shortly before 6. We're gonna have dinner in a minute. Took a shower, even though I don't have a shampoo, which is disgusting, but better than nothing. And yeah, that is where I'm gonna be staying for the night. Stuff storing here, storing here, storing there. Just hoping that things will get dry. It's pretty cold and I don't have enough clothes for 10 degrees. Also, there is no internet, so I don't know what the weather is gonna be like tomorrow, but from what I recall, it should be better. So fingers crossed for that. Tomorrow we have a day, today we did like 23k. Tomorrow we have a day of 25 in order for me to get to Courmayeur and see my friends. So it's day 4, maybe 7 o'clock. I spent the night falling asleep on the toilet. And I transferred into the dorms, and actually that was okay, sleeping was good. But then when I woke up this morning, it was about 2 degrees or 3 degrees, and I just wanted to get it out. So I haven't eaten yet, been maybe on the go for like an hour, and that's what it looks like. That's where we're going. So fucking done with this. I'm wearing every layer that I have, and I cannot wait to go into Courmayeur today. That's the goal, to get my shit washed and get, honestly, fucking a private room and wash my hair. I don't care. I put my Ziploc bags around my hand as gloves because I had zero feeling in my hands for an hour. Best freaking idea ever. And feeling better. It is 4:34. I am feeling really good. It was so nice when the sun came out, and it just got like motivation was through the roof, and then walking above Courmayeur, the motivation was just, it's just a different vibe and energy. The path was actually beautiful, just this crest line, like this line pathway along, like above the valley, and then entering here. So many fond memories from February and from pre-lockdown in Italy. So it's very special emotionally to be here, especially because I wasn't supposed to be in Courmayeur. But because of that and because of me pushing so hard to be here, so I got myself a room, which is like 50 euros. I have my tent that I want to use and save the money. So first thing first, I'm gonna run to the supermarket and get shampoo, some food for tomorrow and the day after, lunches, and then I'm gonna take a shower and wash my clothes. And then I can go out and have pizza or whatever. But first, I stink so bad that I want to do personal hygiene and rest of hygiene first. A pizza and a new Patagonia puffy jacket, which I could have used this morning, but it's never not useful to have it. Also, this bed looks really uncomfortable, but I don't care. I'm gonna eat the pizza, brush my teeth, and then doze off. It's literally 7:30, but I'm so pooped. Calling it a night after this. Good morning. Whoa. Haven't done an actual good morning video in a while. I don't know if I have sunburn, which is unlikely. It's 7 and I'm starting to pack my stuff up and go and get some breakfast. Trying to also plan a bit what the next couple of days look like. I did sleep in my sleeping bag. I don't know. I thought the rest was a bit filthy and I just felt more comfortable sleeping in my sleeping bag. I'm hungry, which is weird. I had a pizza last night. Bye, Courmayeur. That is where we're going. Because I'm going counterclockwise. No, I'm going clockwise. And the majority of the people are going counterclockwise. I cross paths with a lot of people. And one of my favorite games to play with myself is that if I see people coming towards me and they're speaking, and try to identify what language that they're speaking, and then I try to say hello or good morning or whatever in their respective language. Which is super hilarious because most people, the general language on the trail is French, so everybody says bonjour, but you can also hear who is not mother tongue French. So I just passed a group of Spanish speaking and they were saying bonjour and I said buenas, and then all of them smiled. And I don't know, I just think that's like my kind of game that I play when I'm like walking for hours and hours on a day, and I wanted to share. Right now, I should be over there, and I'm here. That is because I missed an intersection. Leftover chips, some bread from Italy, and some €1 cheese, making a crunchy sandwich. And I am leaving Refugio Elisabetta, where I spent the last night. Didn't film a lot because there's a lot of people, and I don't like being nosy, but I'm leaving and heading towards Les Chapieux. So that marks day 6. I think it's day 6. We have about 20 plus K to go, so early start. And I'll have breakfast somewhere on the way. So, 90 minutes in, I made it there to the top of the mountain. Now I'm eating a snack. Whoa. Making sure I leave no traces, and descending to the next refugee, which apparently is also around 90 minutes. To get a coffee. Very much looking forward to the warm coffee and changing out of my sweaty shirt. But for now, we just stick with it. It's 11:30, and for the first time ever, I have embarked on an alternative route of the TMB, because everyone said that going out down into the village and then going back up on the other side is really boring and there wasn't much exciting things to do. So everybody recommended I do the alternative route, which is like really high above or across different hills and mountains and valleys. So it's super gorgeous, but that also means that it's a bit harder, but it's technically shorter in distance. And I'm like only 1 hour in, and I don't know if I can finish this. It's another like 4+ hours. Kinda hate this today. Having not a super motivated day right now. I have arrived at camping in Les Contamines. It is currently 5:40. I took a shower, I washed my hair, therefore that's why I have like a hairdo thingy. But washed my clothes. I'm basically just passing time here in the shade for a second until I start cooking dinner because I'm really hungry. And also I think there's a little snack shop here on the premise, so to actually pass time before dinner I might go and explore the camping. It is a very busy camping place. There's like a pool and a fun adventure park on the side, which, to be very blunt, I don't like it. I wanted to have some more privacy, but I didn't know that, A. And then B, I walked over 30k today, and had I known that before, I would have stayed at one of the refugees like further up. But I just wasn't into wild camping because I did so much, and if I do have the opportunity to take a shower, I wanted to do it. It's been really hot, a really long day. I left at 6:30 this morning. So basically 11 hours of pushing with like a lunch break and some coffee and pee breaks, but for now I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go get the premise and then cook some dinner up and hope that my stuff dries in the last hours or two of sun, and then eventually calling it a night. This is where I should be at the end of day 7, and now it's day 5. So I think I'm gonna finish that thing tomorrow. So I bought these cookies in Courmayeur with chocolate. I knew it was a stupid idea. I knew I couldn't eat them during the day. That's what they look like right now. I finally unpacked them. It's like, you know, it's edible. Oh. It's actually real good. The other thing is that I have severe sunburn here. My calves. Whoa. Severe tan lines, severe sunburn. Just guess I didn't properly put sunscreen, even though I was really careful, because I know, and it wipes me out, but. We are leaving. Day camping. Everything's packed. And also everything feels a lot heavier because the tent is wet, and also many of my clothes that I washed and then dried and then forgot outside because I fell asleep are wet. But all of them are outside for drying, so as soon as the sun comes they will dry rather quickly, and then I can also rotate the tent to be outside. I'm gonna go make my way into Les Contamines, which is the village. It's just maybe a few K down. I'm gonna have breakfast, I'm gonna have a coffee, and then from there making our way to Les Ouches, which is the official start of the TMB. I think I will take some photos there because, well, it's the beginning, and then I'll decide what to do. Hey! Are you on load? Mont Blanc. I'm pretty pissed because that is where I am and that is where I should have gone, so I took the wrong turn here. And now I need to go back here and then all the way to here. But it's all uphill. I'm annoyed. It is 4:42. I am at the bus stop in Chamonix and I'm waiting on my bus that's supposed to be in like half an hour to bring me back to Geneva. which means that I finished Tour du Mont Blanc, and I'm like still trying to process this, but also I'm like way too tired. Not just exhausted tired, but also the heat is so much. It still says like it's 30 degrees, and I've walked a lot in the sun today, and that just knocks me out so hard. But I did it. I walked past Les Ouches, where the official technical start is. I took a photo there at the gate, that's like the start gate. I thought it was going to be more spectacular, but honestly, it wasn't. So from there I just continued along the water, and yeah, I did it. I've been hanging out here at the bus stop for like about an hour now, because I came here and I knew there was only like a later bus, but that's fine, so I'm waiting now. Should get on it in like 15 minutes, and then it takes me about an hour something, like 15 or so, to get back to Geneva, and then from Geneva 15 minutes to get home, and then I'll cook a pot of pasta and take a shower and watch Netflix tonight, which is so weird. It's so rad. I'm supposed to be here until Sunday. 2 more days. But it just doesn't make sense for me like to camp 2 more days, because I don't want to hike any more if I'm done, and also I can spend the weekend at home and recover before I have to go back to work on Monday, so I'm not mad about that. Here's the pack. It's me. That crack. We're going.